Hello, Crystal Palace. Welcome to the Up in the Wood Library Hub's Library Live Lunch. This is a place to share positive and useful local information, find out about our lovely community in more depth, and just try and keep us all connected during this time. So my guest today is Thom, who is the creator of Crystal Palace Lockdown Live. Shane, it's lovely to have you back again. Thank you for joining me. Tell us a bit about Crystal Palace Lockdown Live. Where did it come from?
So it sort of came from nowhere, to be honest. No, that's not true. About 16 weeks ago, 17 weeks ago, however long we've sort of been officially in lockdown. I saw online this music event in Scotland called Aberdeenshire Lockdown Live, and it was one of the first weekends of lockdown. I work in the theatre industry, and I'd just been put on furlough, and the theatres were closing, and obviously the entertainment industry just sort of disappeared. And I watched this weekend event of music, and I was just blown away by it, by this community just coming together and doing something for each other from a way which I resonate with, which is entertaining people. And I knew Crystal Palace had a fantastic arts community, and I just thought to myself, we could do something like that. Surely we can do something like that. Not knowing if we could, and I didn't really know anyone in the local community either, because of course the thing about working in theatres, you work every evening, you work weekends, so I miss out a lot on being able to visit what we have in this amazing community. But I just thought, you know what, let's give it a go. And on the Monday of the week that we did our first event on Saturday, the 4th of April. And on that Monday, I just created a Facebook group. I'd never done anything like that before. And I just sent out some messages and just thought, let's see what happens. We'll do a one-off Saturday afternoon, see if anyone wants to give it a go. And it was about connecting with community, giving artists the platform to do their thing. And it was open to anyone and everyone who wanted to. And that's where it was born from. It's just become such an amazing thing. 14 events down, 15 weeks later. It's incredible. So that's kind of where it started from. An idea out of proportion.
Amazing. And what's the response been like to it?
Oh, it's just been overwhelmingly positive. I mean, I'm sure I'm a complete and random stranger to the Crystal Palace community, and to just on a whim send it out there. Response from both performers. We've had 118 performers.
Wow.
Over the weeks, give individual performances, and the audiences alike have just given a support bubble to those whose industry has just vanished, who, the gig venues have gone, the theatres have gone, the halls have gone for the time being. And we've got 2,800 members of our group who
Wow.
tune in, and the responses every week continue to be positive and encouraging, which has helped so many people who are new to the digital platform or just thought, I don't want to perform on my own from my living room, that's weird, but they've watched it grow and develop, and they've come knowing that support network is there, and that's just, well, it's heartwarming, really, isn't it? In this time, it really is something. So
amazing. It's you've built an extra community in Crystal Palace, really.
It does feel like that. Yeah, we've got little messenger groups within for Crystal Palace Lockdown Live where all the artists, and that itself is a little hub now, and there's friendships formed and there's groups forming, and it's just been lovely to bring people, like-minded people together, and all strangers in person, but we've developed this amazing friendship and relationship over the weeks. So
well, speaking of which, I think we have a lot of them watching.
Oh, great.
So the people who I can see are watching, we've got Alison, Felicity, Glenn, Marcus, I don't know how to pronounce this, I'm sorry, but Essie, Gaz, Nick, Andrew, Francesca, Gaynell. And we've got some comments. So Gaynell says, hi, Eleanor and Shane. Great to hear how CP Lockdown Live came about. And a couple of kisses. Councillor Felicity Flynn is waving. And Francesca says, "You're not a stranger anymore if you ever were."
Oh,
So there we go.
that's very
Oh,
sweet.
and Gaynell says as well, "We all feel like we know you now, Shane." So there
Oh,
you go.
that's very nice. Thank you.
So that's lovely. So tell us a bit more about the performers. Who were they? Where did they come from? Were they all local?
So initially, the idea being Crystal Palace Lockdown Live was that I started with our local community to see who was out there who'd be willing to sacrifice their Saturdays for free. That's the thing we have to remember. These people do it for free. And what was brilliant about it was it developed into something for not only established performers and musicians, but we had a wide range of just anyone who loves playing musical instruments or singing at home in their own environment normally. And here was an opportunity for them to share that and to have that live performance experience. And it was great we never curated it. We never auditioned anyone. We just, whoever got in touch, if they were free, they were on. That was it. And it started in Crystal Palace, in the community. That first week on the 4th of April, we had fantastic response. And it grew out of Crystal Palace through word of mouth, bizarrely, through social media, as it were. And we've now we've gone global. It's amazing.
Wow.
We've had performers from each of the home nations. We've been to Guernsey, we've been to the Isle of Man, we've been to Barcelona, wow. Been to Switzerland, America. It's just fantastic. But not only adults, we had a kids takeover week, but we've also had kids within the normal weeks as well. So our youngest performer was 7.
Wow.
And it's just been a fantastic wide variety of musicians, singers, poets, DJs, anyone who's just been brave enough to come on and give us their time. So it's just been brilliant to have that mix and that variety.
And it is actually one of the sort of weird silver linings, isn't it, about this time, that we're not confined to the areas that we live in anymore. So you can go from the Isle of Wight to Barcelona and in the same show.
That's it. Yeah, that's what was became appealing about it, because obviously the initial idea is and will always be, it's based in Crystal Palace. We never changed it to just Lockdown Live or changed its name. It is always rooted in Crystal Palace. But as you say, it's just been brilliant to spread it out and to get people to Crystal Palace. We had an Elton John tribute from Norway.
Wow.
Who didn't realize Crystal Palace was an area of London. So it was brilliant to introduce us to them and to,
vice versa.
And vice versa. Yeah, awesome. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Amazing. So how have you been sort of organizing it behind the scenes? How does it work?
So it's, like I said, we don't curate or we don't audition anyone. So each week, basically on the start of every week, we just send out a little note asking if anyone wants to do another week. And I'm always just bombarded with response from people. But not only on the first couple of weeks, I was having to reach out to more people and try and keep it going if people wanted to do. But now I get 4 or 5 people every week contacting me saying that they've seen it and heard about it and they want to be involved in it. So basically through the week, I get who wants to perform. We normally have 23 to 25 performers on the Saturday. And once I've got the list together, I ask what their availability is in the day. I make the running order up and just try and give it the variety that I think people have started to enjoy. I don't lump styles together, or I don't have all the poets together. I sort of vary it through the day, which I think is quite appealing and unique for our event. And then on the day, we have a test page that everyone can try out their act before the Saturday. So they have access to that. It's a private page. And then on the day, I just sit, as I am now, at my laptop and I watch the entire event. We have a chat room group called the Green Room. And I stand everybody by who's coming up and let them know when the act is finished so that they can go live on the Facebook group. And I use that to problem solve. So, of course, you're always at the mercy of Wi-Fi and technical issues. So sometimes we have to switch performers around or delay things. So I'm kind of stuck at my laptop on the Saturday, enjoying every performance, but just making sure it's going as smoothly as it possibly can.
You are actually a stage manager under normal circumstances, I think, aren't you? So
I am. Yeah.
Business as usual, but
So
just
it's
online.
business as usual, but online. Yeah, just frantically typing rather than quickly communicating through a headset or running around a stage. So it's this is nothing new to me. It's fantastic.
Brilliant. I've got a few more comments to read you actually. So Francesca actually said a little while ago, the response has been larger than you could accommodate at times. So
wow.
Inundated by the sound of it. And she also says that she is watching, even though she should be working. So thanks, Francesca.
Thank you, Francesca.
And that she shared it with Italy. So there you go.
Oh,
That's
wow.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Thanks, Francesca. Yeah. That's all absolutely brilliant.
And
Nick also says, Shane, you've been an absolute gent throughout and a great organizer. Thank you.
Oh, well, you know, it's down to, well, I know Nick, and I think it'll be Francesca Lanave who's commenting there, who I've performed on. And this really is nothing without the performers, and the support they have given Crystal Palace Lockdown Live has been immeasurable. It really has. They champion it every week, and even when they can't perform or they say, I'm going to take a week off, I see the names pop up and they're watching their other acts. And, you know, it's just been fantastic. In this time where we don't know what's going to happen, even still in the entertainment industry, it's crucial that we are all still coming together and being able to entertain people, which is a joy for us. That's what we do. So it's great. Yeah. So thanks to them.
Well, as I said, I think you've created a community, you know, within Crystal Palace and brought people together from within the area and beyond. And that's just really, really lovely. And it sounds like it's changed your connection with the local community as well.
It has, it really has. Yeah, I mean, I really can't wait to get out there and hopefully explore all these fantastic venues and hear these people play live for real when we can. I mean, obviously, I want my job to come back, and I'll get back into that soon. But it's just been fantastic through this time when so many of us have been isolated and can felt alone. You know, the entertainment industry is a community in itself, and we thrive on that. No matter what our home situation is, it's like a second family to us. And to have that has been, I think, crucial for a lot of people. And I know comments through some of the performers have grasped that, and it's really given them, I suppose, hope is maybe a strong word, but I guess at time, you know, when it was deep down lockdown, I think hope and just connection was the main thing, and that's what we set out to do through what we know. So I'm glad that the comments today are hopefully I'm showing that to people, so it's great. So absolutely. Yeah, quite touched.
And you've given people a creative outlet space which they might not have otherwise had to keep doing the thing that they love and they want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure has been really helpful as well.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
Yeah. I have more comments. So Gaynell says she's also watching while she should be working. Thanks, Gaynell. Excellent. And also that she's impressed hearing about all the behind the scenes activity, which is amazing. And Francesca says, yes, it is her. And massive thank you for the great interview.
Oh.
So that's great. Thanks, guys. So you actually did make the decision to finish the all-day event. What was sort of behind that decision?
It was sort of a mixed bag, to be honest. The all-day events were fantastic. As I said, it started off as a one-off. We ended up doing 14 of them. And it felt as though they were riding high. And as we all know, lockdown was sort of coming to an end, as it were. People were getting to move around a bit more. The pubs were opening. You know, announcements were being made about leisure facilities. Nothing about theatres or music venues yet. So I wanted to finish it before we sort of lost what it meant to us. It was very much set up during lockdown, as I've said. It was about connecting people. And I didn't want it just to be this thing in the background anymore. And you know, I wanted for the performers, more than anything, for them to be out on a high and not to sort of keep wheeling them out when when they didn't have to be or didn't need to be. And I didn't want the ethos of what Lockdown Live was about to diminish. So even though we finished the all-day Saturdays, and also selfishly, I wanted a bit of Saturdays back to myself. working every Saturday, I was like, hang on a minute, I'm doing exactly the same. No, I'm joking. I love doing it. But
it is an epic amount of work, though.
It is a lot of work, but that's fine. I love it. I absolutely do love it. But but we're not getting rid of it. That's the thing. We've just announced this Saturday we're going to introduce the live lounge. So Crystal Palace Lockdown Live goes live lounge, and it's just going to be a Saturday evening slot. It's not going to be weekly. We're just going to see how things develop. But we've got 5 or 6 amazing performers who have performed with us over the weeks. They're going to come back. They'll have 30-minute slots rather than 20 minutes. And it'll just be a few performers, and then we might have a DJ to finish in the end and just have a little party on Saturday night. But it's going to sort of pop up and hopefully develop. I'm hoping to have a conversation with you guys and see if we can do something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Broadcast from the library, hopefully, do something. But also, I'm aware that the Attic Arts is coming back online. The festival is online. So it's fantastic that we've still got community events being able to connect with us. So we'll pop up now and again whilst our venues still are closed. So until the government pull the fingers out and get those venues in a suitable fashion where we can have performances again, then we'll keep going. We'll keep doing it as much as the performers want to. But I have to stress, these performers are doing this for free. We have to remember that and thank them for their time. A lot of these performance professionals have lost their income, so for them to give this their time for free is phenomenal. So maybe in the future we might look at doing some fundraising events for local venues like the Library Hub, but also for the performers, and try and give them something back as well. So that's what we're looking at.
It's an ever-changing situation, isn't it? And it's a case of just kind of continuing to be flexible and adapt with it as best we can, I guess.
That's exactly it. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I think this seems to me to be a good time to show the video that we've got from you. Do you want to explain what it is?
Yes, so this was a little bit of stardom being brought to Crystal Palace and Crystal Palace Lockdown Live. So I was very fortunate in 2013 to do a musical written by the amazing Tori Amos. And she very graciously, for our last weekend, our Big Bang weekend, sent us a video thanking Crystal Palace and our performers, rightly so, for giving us their time. And this is it. This is what she has to say.
Awesome. Wow, that's just giving me goosebumps.
It is quite cool, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a lovely message for you guys and all the work you've done, and also in general.
Yeah, well, it was lovely just to have someone who that is out there, who does it. That's, and someone who really has the credibility. It's fantastic that she took her time to send us that message. So and over 80 artists, over 100 artists. Yeah, but
it's gone up since then.
And the viewing numbers as well have escalated. I mean, I think for a little bit of a joke, my wife Corrie figured out, I think we filled Wembley Stadium twice and we filled the O2 Arena with the amount of views that we've had online.
Amazing.
So that's quite cool.
It's a very cool image.
Yeah.
Very cool images to have. I've got more comments. You guys are being an amazing audience today with all these comments. We love it. Please keep this up. So Francesca says, you have the making of a radio, Crystal Palace Lockdown Live Radio.
Wow.
There we go.
Yeah.
And the Upper Norwood Library Hub says we're working on a radio project, so this can totally tie in. So there you go. There's options.
Oh, there we go. I'll be in
lots
touch.
Lots of options. And Nick also says that he's looking forward to tuning in on Saturday.
Oh, bless him. Very good.
Brilliant. So I think really the other question that comes to mind for you is just about kind of what have been the biggest challenges and positives, because this is an incredible thing you've done. As you said, it's been a huge kind of reached a height and kind of stayed there. So, but it's also been a lot of work. So what have been the kind of the biggest challenges and positives of doing it?
It has been an absolute joy. It really has. And challenges, I mean, I wouldn't say anything is challenging, to be honest, about it, because it has just been a joy to do. I mean, it is hard work, but it's what I do. It's what I love doing. So to be able to continue doing something that's related to it has been fantastic. I mean, you are at the mercy of Wi-Fi and technology. So that's always a challenge. You're gripping the table every Saturday that no one will just disappear off the screen, or but that's it's out of our control. That's just something that, you know, you touch wood, you cross everything you have, you just have to go for it. And obviously bringing people into the digital format has been challenging for them, and it gives you a real sense of pride on that Saturday when they hit live and there they are and they're doing it, and they, you know, a few days before they've never even touched Facebook Live or performed anything like this before. So I think everyone's had their own personal challenges, and also just being able to and wanting to perform. I'm sure it's extremely odd going from having an audience in front of you to react to just having your own face on the screen with a few hearts and thumbs pop up and comments coming up. That must be crazy for them. So it's a real joy, and the positive thing about it is we've been able to achieve that. We've been able to give people a platform, as you said, creative platform to keep going, to engage with their community when deep down lockdown we weren't seeing anyone, families, friends. It was a way of connecting. So and the comments today I'm really overwhelmed. I'm quite proud of what we've achieved. So it's a huge thank you to everybody in and around Crystal Palace who's kept it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, you should be very proud, and yeah, it's awesome. I think, and just following on from that, I have to say, it's one of the reasons I said earlier that it's lovely to have all these comments. That's exactly what you just said, that we're so used to kind of speaking directly to people, having an audience, and actually going from that to not having any feedback at all is really disconcerting. So having the hearts and the likes and the comments and, you know, visible support of some sort just makes such a big difference. It's a totally different scenario. It's bizarre, but it does make such a big difference to have some kind of visible feedback.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
No, but the audiences have just been brilliant. Each week when I think, oh, do we do another one, it's that feedback of comments and likes and all that. That's the only way we've gauged this. So it's thanks to the audience for doing it. So it's been brilliant. Yeah,
absolutely. Nick's commented on this as well. It says it is surreal performing by yourself in your front room to your phone. Yeah, with you, Nick. It's very bizarre.
Yeah,
but you know, it's the new normal now, isn't it? So
it is. Yeah,
we're getting used to it.
We are. No, it's yeah, great.
We're nearly out of time, actually, Shane. It's been brilliant to talk to you. Is there anything else that you want to add?
Only we're back on Saturday night. Please tune in. We'll be there from 7, and we've got fantastic 5 or 6 performers. Great performers, a good variety again. So please join us and keep supporting our performers. And when we can, please get back in and support them live. Get those venues reopened. So, and on the CPLL group, we've profiled some artists as well. So their social handles are there, and their all their albums and information is there. So please keep supporting them. Give them back something after what they've done to us for the last 15 weeks. So,
fantastic.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's lovely to chat to you again, because you came on the library lunch right at the beginning before the first one, and it's brilliant to see where it's gone since then.
Well, thanks for inviting me back, Ellen, and thank you. It's been great.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you. So just very quickly before we finish then, I've got a couple of things to add. I think the first thing, since we have so many kind of local people and performers watching, is that we're actually always looking for guests on the Library Live Lunch. So if any of you fancy popping along, you don't have to be performers, but basically anybody who has a local connection to Crystal Palace, who wants to come and tell us about what you're doing at the moment, what you know, how things have changed during lockdown, what you're up to, we're really keen to hear from you. We're also very keen to hear from anybody who'd like to be involved in our oral history project at the moment, which is looking at the effect of the pandemic, how it's changed our lives. The easiest way to do this is just to fill in the short survey on our website. It's literally 4 questions, and there's an option to tick to say that you're happy to be interviewed, in which case you'll be hearing from me. I would love to chat to you. And we're creating an oral history, so like an audio time capsule podcast that will be available probably through the Library Hub website at some point soon. So we're about 22 interviews in, members of our local community. And we just want to interview as many people as we can. We want to hear your stories. They don't have to be, they don't have to feel huge or dramatic. I actually am very interested in the everyday as well. What little details have changed for you? What surprised you? What's been a challenge? What's been positive? And just to hear about your experiences. So if this is of interest, please do fill in the survey and tick the box to be interviewed if you're up for that. We just want to catch as big a cross-section of the community as we can, both for the oral history project and in order to see what services we can maybe help provide as we go forward. So that's it from me for today. I am back tomorrow with Chrissy Silver, who is a reflexologist. So do tune in tomorrow and be prepared to follow a demo online, because she's going to, I don't know what she's going to do, but she's going to give you an introduction to reflexology, something that you can do at home. And in the meantime, Shane, thank you so much for coming back. It's great to chat to you again. Come back in a few months and tell us how it's going. If we're still in this situation and you're still going.
Thanks very much.
It's a pleasure. Stay safe, everybody. Take care. Enjoy the sunshine and see you soon. Bye for now.